Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. It's Friday afternoon, and that means it's time for our Samurai 50 series. And this series is really intended to introduce our community and everyone online to outstanding individuals over the course of 50 weeks. And we are well into, I think, week 35. So we have had really great guests on over the last 35 weeks or so, live from our offices and now from home because we're working from home. And we recast these on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you're on any of those platforms, you can catch any of our interviews that we've done with all of these inspiring individuals. So, this is also to remind people that in these unprecedented times that we're all in and we're all facing, we're in this together and we should be supporting each other in any way we can, supporting each other, each other's businesses, and just supporting each other as human beings. So I love all the incredible people that we're able to meet and learn more about. And we have an interesting guest today for you. And this is Isaac Medina, the creator of The Body Engineer. And Isaac and I have kind of known each other for the last year, but haven't actually met in person, which is a wonderful thing we can do with technology these days. And Isaac is certainly an outstanding and accomplished and very inspiring individual. So I'm excited to bring Isaac to the program today. Welcome, Isaac.
Thank you so much, Leanne. I appreciate the invitation. So happy to be here and happy to share my story with you guys.
Good. Well, let's just dive right in. So you have an interesting name to your business. So why don't you tell us, you're going to tell us about that, but why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and where you're from, which right now is very interesting, and what you do?
Yeah, so of course, my name is Isaac Medina. I am from Edinburgh, Texas. That's also near deep South Texas, along the Mexican border. And you may have heard our area also next to McAllen, Texas. So we've had a lot of media down here. We've had the news down here for COVID. We've had the president down. We've had wall building. So much going on here in my area. And fitness is my business. And I'm an online fitness coach. I provide exercise and nutrition services online. And also I train clients privately at a local fitness studio here in McAllen and at a med spa.
Yeah, so we touched on that a few minutes ago before we went live, Isaac, and you said clinic and you said med spa. So I'm like, how do you do personal training or train clients, in a gym setting at a med spa?
Yeah, so this is a fairly new concept in the industry where a lot of I connected with a world-renowned physician, and he had this concept of putting together diabetes management, like a holistic approach to wellness, where he incorporates nutrition, behavioral health, mental health, exercise, hormone replacement therapy, and also like medical services and diabetes management. So he put a team together of experts in their field so we can provide, overall wellness, all a one-stop shop for health and wellness.
What a great concept. It's such a complex area with so many different variables in all of those things that you just touched on. I mean, diabetes alone, right? And there's so many things. So I wasn't aware that was an option for like a med spa to do all of that holistically. So what a wonderful addition to what we all need so desperately right now, to have those resources. So you are treating patients in the clinic for all of those areas around nutrition, mental health, all of that stuff, as well as physically training.
Absolutely. So, and we have a team of experts in those areas, and I manage the exercise portion of it. I got a fitness studio here where I train the patients and supervise the exercise for people with chronic diseases, whether you have diabetes or some kind of heart condition, or you have prosthetics or recent surgery. We have doctors, in-house doctors that can assess everything and making sure that we're addressing your health, all around, not just sending you to different doctors here, go there, and all over the place. Everyone, the whole team is here. And so we can always address any issues that arise and making sure that we have overall health and wellness and help
Wonderful.
you achieve the goals.
Yeah, and with that said, I'm just sort of picturing the communication gap would be much smaller because you're right there and everyone's talking to each other and knowing the needs and the situation of each individual patient versus sending them off and never knowing, right? Never following up.
Exactly. And we have access to their medical records, their labs, how their glucose levels, their kidney functions, their hormone levels. If there's anything going on, me as a certified personal trainer, I can go into their lab and say, you know what, your testosterone's low. You know, that's going to hinder your weight loss, or you're going to have trouble putting on muscle, or things like that. Or if their sugars are high, or stress levels are high, we can check all that.
Sure. Oh, what a great concept. That's really cool to hear. So this wasn't always what you did, Isaac. So this is a few years into this type of business. So why don't you back up a bit and tell us kind of how you got here to this point? Because this is interesting.
Yes, that's a great question. So I actually have my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering.
Makes sense.
Yes. And so I spent the last 11 years in the oil field, traveling the country, working offshore. But at the same time, I've also been a certified personal trainer for the last 17 years. Okay. So that is, and I'm after getting laid off from the oil field, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to doing what I love.
Yeah.
And I transitioned into the So that is where the name body engineer came from.
Okay.
So I work with bodies and then I'm an engineer.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's wonderful that this was sort of a behind the scenes part of your life all those years, but it wasn't your primary focus. You were in oil and gas for many, many years. And so what personal experience contributed to that huge shift? So you mentioned your job. So what happened in those all at once, this sort of shifted you to go all in on what you're doing now?
Yes, this played such a huge role in making that switch, that transition from the engineering to the health and fitness industries, because there were so many things going on in my personal life. And I had been living away from my kids for the last 5 years, and 2.5 of those years, I didn't even get to see or talk to them.
Oh, wow.
It was a really bad situation for me. And at the same time, they had announced layoffs at work. Mm-hmm. And I was going through my second divorce, and I had to put the house up for sale. I lost tens of thousands of dollars, and I just came at a crossroads. Like, what do I got to do? And I sold. All that happened. Like, I lost my job. I sold the house. I moved halfway across Texas, and Texas is huge. Within like a week's time frame. Mm-hmm. Like, it was just boom. I mean, I expected the divorce, and they had not. You know, there was I knew that the layoffs were coming, but I put up the house for sale, and in 7 days sold it and moved from Houston down to the Rio Grande Valley, which is along the border with Mexico, and I was such in a depressed state because of everything that had happened. I was supposed to, and I had to start from zero, like financially, emotionally. I was just drained, and all I knew and all I wanted to do was just be happy. I wanted to be closer to my family, and I wanted to be my own boss and be at peace. And I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to do what I love, and I knew that I could do that and have more free time, switching to the fitness industry and being closer to family.
So, you probably knew that deep down for a long, long time, but it's those sort of, pow, punch in the gut, punch in the jaw, doubled over. Okay. It just all came at once, even though you had some knowledge of things that were coming. It sounds like it all happened literally within like a week, 2-week period.
Yes, it was so hard. It hit me real hard, and it took me a little while to like recover and get through like the depression and through the sadness and like the loss of everything, and even financially. But I held my ground and I kept my faith up, and I said, I'm not gonna let this get me down. I I knew how to get myself back up, and I've got an attitude of gratitude, and I was able to lift myself back up through the grace of God and start fresh. And now I'm here.
Wow. Wow. And when you're in that situation, the mindset, the strength in your mind to be able to know that you can turn that situation around. And I know it's much easier said than done when you're in it. And each day you're just, trying to get through the day, right? And trying to move forward. So focusing yesterday when we talked, you said that you had this method or the strategy where you focused on the small things and you blew those up, the small good things. Explain that to me, because I found that one really, really a great perspective.
Yeah, so one of the most common things you see and you hear and you witness with yourself and everyone around you, that when there's a problem, you blow it up. Like your day's ruined, you fall into depression, you're sad, you're upset, road rage, whatever you want to call it. You blow those small problems into those huge things. And sometimes it's ridiculous, sometimes it's worth getting angry. Everyone's got their reason. But, I kind of switched it around, and I started being grateful for the small things too. The small things in life and the small things that made me happy, I blew those things up. And I just focused on all the good stuff, because we do it every day. We're blowing things out of proportion. Well, I'm going to blow up all the good things out of proportion. And that helped my mental state. Having an attitude of gratitude, having a positive mindset will change everything for you. I mean, drastically, it will change your life. When you change your mind, you will change your life.
Yeah, 100%. I loved that when you said that yesterday. I think that was my favorite thing that you said, because it's true, Isaac. We have the power, we have the control and the capability to make different choices in what we focus on. Yes, bad things happen to all of us, but if you take the effort and the focus on the good things and blow those out of proportion, imagine the result. Well, you experienced it, so you know the result.
Yeah, so I lived it and I'm living it now, and I live it every single day. So, and I think people just need to focus on that, whether they're going through a tough situation in their life, tone it down a little bit and focus on the good stuff, and blows those things up. It will change everything for you. I promise you. I've been there. I've done it. Now it's time for everyone else to move on.
Yeah, absolutely love that, and good for you. And staying consistent with that
Absolutely
habit as well. Yeah. So, what advice would you give to someone, because we're in such tumultuous times right now? I know there are a lot of people that are at that crossroads. They're in a situation where they can go left or they can go right because of what's happened. Many people have lost, things that were a given or comfortable, or their jobs or their homes and all kinds of things. So what advice would you give to someone thinking about maybe answering a different calling, or someone that wants to, their back's up against the wall and they have to make a choice?
That's a really good question. So, and we find ourselves nowadays with everything going on, with people losing their jobs, with finding themselves in a crossroad, like, what do I do? And it's important to take some time off to meditate when you find yourself in that situation, and have a support team with you, and think about the things that you love to do. When I was at the crossroads in my life, I decided that what made me happy, what brought me the things I wanted. Like, I wanted peace, I wanted stability, I wanted to be closer to my family. Because at the end of the day, those are the things that matter in life. I wanted to be in good health, and having a 9-to-5 job where you wake up miserable and you don't want to go to work, that's not healthy at all.
Yeah.
At all. And so I think that when you find yourself in that situation, think about the things that matter and that are important to you in your life. And that will open up the doors for you.
Yeah. And it again, it's not, it's a bit of a choice. You can not a bit of a choice. It is a choice. You can think about all of the things that you truly love. And there is always a business in there. There is always a way to monetize.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can you can turn anything into a business. And I've seen it. People turning straw from pine trees into like ornaments and hats, and I mean, whatever you have in your hands, like you're in that situation for a reason. So do the best with what you have. Do the best thing you can. Like the best thing you can do is work with what you have.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Arthur Ashe has a great quote about that, right? Do what you can basically with what you have. And so you seem to have it all together in terms of balance. So you are very acutely aware of your health physically. But what about, what does it take all encompassing to have such balance in your life, both professionally and personally? How do you balance all of that?
Well, it's important to balance it out. And how do I balance it out is like prioritizing the things that are important to me. And it's also important to have a team with you to help balance that out, to guide you into the direction that you want to go, and a support system. Because if you have a goal that you want to achieve, you have to set yourself up for success. If that means, if you want to start exercising, don't just put the alarm, that you're going to wake up at 5 a.m. and go train. Go the extra mile, go the extra step, and have your shoes and your clothes ready right next to your bedside. So when you wake up, you're not thinking about, oh, I have to go look for my shoes, or I have to get my socks, or what am I going to wear? Start preparing things in advance. And you're setting up yourself for success and things like that. And when it comes to like business meetings, prepare yourself. And then if you're not sure, get help. Find a mentor who's already done it for you. Someone who's already achieved the goals that you want to achieve. That's the person you want to talk to. There's this quote that I learned from a great mentor of mine and friend, Carrie Daigle. And he used to say, don't ask your broke neighbor for financial advice.
Yeah.
Your neighbor's broke. Why are you going to ask him what to do with your money?
That's right. Yeah.
So it's important to surround yourself with the right people to help you get to your goals, and structure yourself and be consistent at it.
Yeah. I mean, that was my next question. So mentorship, we are huge believers here at Style Labs, me personally, in mentorship. And it's something that I would say 99% of the people that we talk to here on this platform will at one time or another say mentorship had played a large role in their getting to where they are now and beyond. Mentorship isn't something that goes away. You just seek another level, another sort of area that you might need mentorship in once you master a certain area. So how important is structure and consistency in everything that you do in life and in business?
That's a great question. It is so important. And like, even if you're trying to achieve the results in the gym and you're trying to lose weight and achieve whatever goals you have to have structure, and you have to be consistent at it. Because those are the people that are most successful in my program, who are consistent with following the program and following the structure I provide.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to business, it is the same exact thing. So I partnered up with a team who had a structure that they could provide me to help me achieve my goals. That was Style Labs. They've already done all the work. They've already helped personal trainers across the nation and Canada to achieve their goals. And so I teamed up with them to help me achieve my goals. And they have programs where you're building your business, and I'm showing up to the meetings that they have, the academies where I'm learning and educating and being consistent and working on my website and my programming, because things are constantly changing, constantly revolving, and you need a team who's done all the legwork for you to coach you into the right direction for the next level.
Oh, so important. And you know what you do, Isaac. So here at Style Labs, we set you up. We sort of built you the framework. We built you, like we like to say, we build you the Ferrari. But yes, you're learning how to drive that Ferrari, and you're putting the right fuel in that Ferrari for it to do what it's capable of doing. So we're building you the ecosystem but you're plugging in. You are on every single training we have. You're on every academy we have. You've signed up for everything that we offer. And, you know, I'm sure sometimes at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. your time at night after a long, busy day, you probably don't feel like it, but you're there. And
Absolutely.
you're consistently there. And we've been working with you for a year now, and you are always there. So it's, again, talking about that consistency, you know, and the structure, because you're right, we're providing that to you, but you're putting it to work. We're just sort of giving you
Absolutely.
the roadmap, right? And you know, the other thing too that I think is really cool that you recognized, and a lot of people are fearful of this idea of collaboration. So you know that we have other personal trainers on our platform that are really successful, among the most successful in North America.
That's right.
So, you know, you didn't look at it like, oh, you know, I can't compete with that, or I don't want to be on the same sort of in the same family, in the same, you know, marketing ecosystem. You're looking at it like, hey, I want that. I want what they have.
Mm-hmm.
So let me do what they do. Let me do what
Absolutely.
they did. It's
And
really,
it's not like I'm competing against them. It's like we're
no.
working together and we're a team. And I can bounce off ideas, and we can bounce ideas off each other to grow.
That's right. I mean, it's not a competition. Their win does not mean you lose, right? That
Absolutely.
means there's more than enough to go around. So I love that spirit of collaboration and just learning from one another. That's really, you know, what it's all about. And that's what
Yeah,
we believe here. So
absolutely. And one of the things that I want to touch back on is like when you, like you mentioned, sometimes when I get out of work and I'm tired and it's 6 o'clock, but you know what keeps me going is the passion that I have for doing what I love. Because
yeah, right.
passion is energy.
Yeah,
And I could work even though I'm tired. I'm excited to get to work
yeah,
and to do what I love, because it's just I just type away, get the programming done, talk to my clients. Like it's so much fun. Even though I'm exhausted, I still have energy to do it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it's important for the people who are looking to become their own an entrepreneur or run their own business and doing what they love.
Mhm.
It's not going to seem like work when you're doing what you love.
Yeah, that's right. And that is sure that passion continues to fuel you, that energy, they fuel each other. So that's a really good point. I'm glad you circled back to that. So
Yes.
in how much has personal growth, personal development played a part in your life and in your success?
It's very important to me. As soon as I left the oil field and I wanted to transition into the health and fitness industry, I had to change my mindset, the way I thought, and I knew I had to grow, because that's just one of the most common things I hear from
Mhm.
successful people is personal growth.
Yeah.
So I signed up with one of the leading experts in personal development with John Maxwell team, and I got certified in corporate leadership,
Mhm.
life coaching, trainer, and I networked. I got to meet so many people, leaders in their countries. I mean, leaders in their businesses, Fortune 500 companies, ministers from Africa, from Europe, from Canada, Mexico, Peru, Costa Rica, like all these people I connected with, and I follow them on social media. We talk to each other. We have a team, and it also it motivates you. And I think that anyone, if you're trying to do anything, whatever you're trying to do, always focus on personal growth. You have to grow, whether it's your spiritual life or like learning more about your business or in relationships. Never stop growing. Always continue to read and educate yourself.
Mhm. Yeah. Perpetual learner. It's good. And yeah, I mean, people will say, how do you, you know, how do you get in the room? How do you get in these circles? Well, you know, you do. You find a way. You sign up for
That's
those
right.
things. You take the trainings. You network. You reach out. You continue to nurture and go after the people that you want to surround yourself with. I mean, they.
And I didn't care how much it cost me.
Mhm.
I was like, this is what I need.
Yeah.
The value that they provide is so much more than the money that you may think you're wasting. No, it's an investment in
Investment.
yourself, and nothing can beat that.
Love it. Love it. So here's a fun question. And I don't know what this answer is going to be. So you're going to surprise me too. So what is something that people would be surprised to know about you?
Okay, that's a great question. Well, what people do know about me right now is that that I've been an ISABody finalist. Most people who follow me, out of 46,000 entries, I'm one of 15 people finalists from the U.S. and Canada. I'm a ISABody finalist for a body transformation. The other thing is that, of course, I've won an NPC bodybuilding competition. I was overall bodybuilding champion. And even though I've had these transformations and people know about them, what they don't know is that I've had so many injuries. I still have 5 herniated discs.
Oh my
I've
goodness.
had back surgery. I've had knee surgery. I've had a sprained ankle and a broken one. And even though many people would use these injuries as excuses, oh, it's too painful, it hurts, look, I'm going to trigger more pain. I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have goals that I want to achieve, and I'm not going to let nothing stop me. And a lot of people don't know. They freak out that, I still squat 400 pounds for 10, 12 reps, and I can lift some heavy weight, move some heavy weight around, even though I have 5 herniated discs, because I know what it takes to. There's therapies that I learned over time that I need to do: stretching, massage therapy, seeing a chiropractor. There's things that I do to maintain my body. So, and it still hurts. It still bothers me. It's painful, but I go through these therapies and I train myself to continue, and nothing stopped me, even with all those injuries.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. I knew you were an ISABody finalist, and for those that don't know, that is a nutrition company that offers a massive transformation challenge, and so you were top 15 out of 46,000 people in North America, which is absolutely incredible. And I've seen your transformation, so so well deserved. And in terms of the injuries, people giving up and saying, "Oh, it's to this and it's to that, and I'm too old." Not true. And you can equip yourself with the proper therapies and treatments and rehabilitation and all of that so that you can continue to stay in top form.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I have that mindset: don't let nothing stop you. And I don't know what injuries or problems that you're having in your business, but when you have your mind set to a goal, like, you're not gonna make any excuses anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. So this we're going to wrap it up, Isaac. We're almost at the half hour. So it goes so fast, eh, when we're just chatting about all
I
this
know.
fun stuff. So tell me what's next for you. What does Isaac Medina 2022 look like and beyond?
Well, great question. I'm taking over the Rio Grande Valley, Edinburgh, Texas, McAllen, Texas, and I'm gonna become the leading trainer in the area. I'm already coaching people all over the U.S., Canada, Ohio, Arizona. I'm all over the place, and I've got the right tools and the right people to be able to achieve that. And I'm 100% confident I'm on my way there.
And I'm right there with you. And so we will put the link to Isaac's website below. And so you'll be able to check out what he offers, because he also does, of course, online training. We talked a lot about in clinic and in person, but you have a massive online business as well, which, is great, because that's how you're going to achieve world domination, Isaac.
There you go. It's all online.
It's all online. So thank you for joining us today. It was really fun to chat with you and get to know you a little better. And we were going to put some of the key points that you noted today, because there's some good ones. We'll put those in the comments below, along with the website, so anybody can reach out to you. And I wish you all the best. And I love following your journey. And we will see you on the next Style Labs Academy, which we're resuming again real soon. So we'll see you there. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate the invite. We'll talk soon.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.